All right. Again, good morning, everybody. Let me first thank you for being here. Let me also thank Mayor Frank Bricato of Hoover, Alabama, and Mayor Walt Maddox of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, for being here also. In a minute, they'll provide a few comments, but I wanted to start us off by sharing why we're here. Again, Mayor Bricato and Mayor Maddox joins the other Big Ten mayors across the state of Alabama in encouraging all Alabamians to vote yes for Aniah's law, which is on the ballot tomorrow. It is named in memory of 19-year-old Aniah Blanchard, who was a college student originally from Birmingham metro area, who unfortunately was kidnapped and murdered while away at college in 2019. Her accused killer was on bail awaiting trial for charges of kidnapping, attempted murder, and robbery at the time of this crime. And I think it's important to share that as we reflect that not only Aniah's unfortunate and untimely death, but so many other victims across the state of Alabama who've been victimized by people who are out on bail for other heinous crimes, and while out on bail are hurting other citizens, hurting other victims. And so what this law does on the ballot tomorrow is that it gives judges the flexibility to deny bond for those who are charged with committed violent crimes, which judges, our judicial branch of government, should have the flexibility too. But there's another way to look at this, which is another tool in the toolbox for judges to protect residents from those with a violent history of crime. This is not some blanket approach, but our judges should be allowed to, if it calls upon, to deny bond in such cases. Again, we ask you to vote yes for Amendment 1, which is Aniah's law. And with that, I want to turn it over to Mayor Frank Bricato, the mayor of Hoover, Alabama.
Well, I too would like to welcome you this morning. Thank you very much for this opportunity to have us tell you a little bit about why it's important to support Aniah's law tomorrow when you go to vote. It's something that has led off the Big Ten mayors' conversations for the last 2 years. We've put a lot of effort in this. And again, essentially, it's going to give our judges an opportunity. It's going to give them another tool in their toolbox to take violent criminals that most likely will commit a crime again, to actually put them behind bars or to not release them back into society and have an opportunity again to commit these very, very difficult crimes. And when you think about this, this is not a Republican or a Democrat issue. This is across the board. Let's say both sides of the aisle. We all support this. We all understand that it's an important measure that the legislature has voted on, and now it comes before the people of Alabama to speak up and take an opportunity to keep these violent criminals off of our streets so they won't commit another terrible crime like they did against Aniah Blanchard. Thank you very much.
Good morning, and I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out here today. Aniah's law is essential to have public safety, to have safety in our neighborhoods, safety in our downtown, safety in our communities. If you think about Aniah's law support to this point, it's bipartisan in nature. Democrats and Republicans across the board support this. Large cities like Birmingham and smaller cities like Tuscaloosa and Dothan support it. Everyone who's in a local position of leadership understands that if we want to keep our communities safe, we have to give our DAs and our judges the tool to do it. Right now, under Alabama law, only a capital murder offense a judge can deny someone bail. When a judge now faces someone who has a repeated history of criminal, heinous behavior, the DA and the judge now have an opportunity working together to deny bail. If this law would have been in place, Aniah Blanchard would be graduating from Auburn this semester. In my community, I've seen too many families lose so much because they were victimized by somebody with a repeat history of violent behavior. Mayors, we're not in charge of the criminal justice system. We're not in charge of the Department of Corrections. We have a bigger responsibility, and that's ensuring public safety in every corner of our community. We're putting the resources there, but we need the help of our state agencies, and in particular our court system with Aniah's law to make a difference. So I hope Alabamians will join us on tomorrow in voting yes for Amendment 1 and voting yes to making their neighborhoods and their communities safer. And we'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
And before you have any questions, just to put a bow on what both mayors have shared, in all of our cities right now, we know gun violence is at the top of the mind of everybody. I want to explain to you what's happening around gun violence. Someone shoots into someone's home, shoots into someone's occupied vehicle, actually shoots a victim, and that victim survives. A person is arrested, brought before the court, and then they're let out. The same person that attempted to shoot at somebody or actually shot someone is let out on bond, and then they go right back out and shoot at them again, or intimidate a witness, or worse, kill a witness. These are the things we're trying to prevent. As Mayor Maddox said, yes, mayors are responsible for public safety, but others participate in the public safety conversation, which include our district attorneys and our judges. We all need additional tools. This is another tool. With that, we open it up for any questions you may have.
Given the social unrest related to policing and imprisoning of people around the country that has gone on, do you think this is perhaps pushing our state toward more of overly carceral? Do you worry about that, think about that, consider that?
I think we're all concerned about due process, and we're definitely concerned about prison overcrowding. But this process happens before a person is actually found guilty or sentenced. What we're talking about is reforming bail is on both sides, right? Reforming bond is on both sides as well, bail and bond. I think in this situation, we know there is a small percentage of Alabamians that are committing the heinous crimes. Murder, rape, robbery. We also know there's an increase in gun violence across our state, our cities, and our country. And within that, we know people pimp the system. They know the system. They play the system. And they know they can just get out on bail. They know they can just get out on bond and go out here and shoot at the same person have conflict with, or intimidate a witness, or worse, arrested for kidnapping, arrested for rape, get out on bond for kidnapping and rape, and then go out here and kidnap somebody else and rape somebody else while they're on bond. We believe a judge should have the discretion, if that crime is heinous enough, not just capital murder, but other crimes that are in the category of such nature, that judges should be allowed the discretion on what they should do with that bail and bond.
May I add one thing, Mayor
Please.
Whitman? And you answered that correctly. Again, we're talking about a very small amount of people as compared to nearly 15 to 20,000 in the Department of Corrections. The second thing I would add is the Big Ten mayors last year, or year before last, supported legislation that allowed cities to be able to provide tickets for marijuana misdemeanor events. So today, mayors have actually taken the lead in trying to decrease overcrowding in our jails with small events like trace amounts of marijuana. What we're talking about are the most heinous types of crimes that rob our families of their loved ones. And it will also cut down on the retaliatory crimes that we see every day, as Mayor Woodfin described. So we shouldn't confuse this issue with us trying to reform bail, reform corrections. This is separate and apart from that, and mayors continue to take the lead on both sides of this issue.
All right, anybody else?
I think it's my understanding, and again, you might want to correct me on this, it goes into effect with the start of the new year.
So we can get back with you on that too. I'll double check. Anybody else?
All right, thank you all so much.
Thank you. All right, my man.
Have a good day,
See you.
guys.
I'll